I saw two films back to back, so much so back to back that I had to run out during the credits of one and miss the very beginning of the next one. Welcome to a combined movie review video. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. I will leave my movie reviews playlist linked up above in case you are looking for something to watch this week. And yes, I am doing Vlogmas right now, so you can expect a weekly vlog from me as well as some bonus movie review or book review videos as well, because I have a lot to talk about at this time of year. So if you are seeing this one as a bonus video, lucky you. Yes, I went to see Spencer followed by Pirates, so both sort of British films, which was quite nice, because it's been nice seeing British films in British cinemas with a British audience. If you have been following my channel for a while now, you will know that watching British films in my cinema in Denver, Colorado, there were often moments where I was the only one in the auditorium laughing. And whilst I am very comfortable going to the cinema on my own, and I am very comfortable laughing out loud and taking up space in the cinema in my own way, it's always just a little bit like, what's the word? It's just a bit of a thing when you are the only person laughing quite loudly at a joke that no one else in the cinema has got. It works both ways. When I went to see National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation on my own, there were moments where the whole cinema was laughing apart from me, and then there was just one point where I was the only one laughing. If I can find that video, I will leave it linked up above, because yeah, it was a fun experience. So Spencer, obviously this talks about Princess Diana, Lady Diana Spencer, Princess of Wales, as she was at the time, and it takes place over 3 days. We have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day at Sandringham. I think it's Sandringham. Yes, Sandringham, with the family. It is quite a long film, and it feels like a long film. It is set in a cold and damp and just chilly stately home castle. Whether Sandringham's a castle or not, I'm not sure, and it feels that way as well. Genuinely watching this film, because of the lighting and the cinematography, I was shivering, actively shivering, and I was eating some chicken strips whilst watching this one because I was having my dinner, and I was shivering, fully shivering here despite my hot chicken. So cinematography, editing, shooting wise, directing, they did a really good job of creating an atmosphere. They've lit that whatever shooting space they used very well to make it feel very cold and very sort of isolated. We see a lot of Kristen Stewart on her own in scenes, which I thought was really interesting. I thought there would be a little bit more interaction. And so when the film is called Spencer, it is genuinely really just about her and her experience. And we see her having not the best time. And so it's really quite a dark and heavy and hard-going film, I would say. Do not watch this one if you are feeling in any way sort of lonely or isolated, or even perhaps a little bit down. No watching this one on Blue Monday, that's for sure, because it will take you further into feeling lonely and isolated and down. So maybe don't do as I did and watch this one on your own. Yeah. Even though I was in a warm cinema with a coat on, cold, kind of feeling a bit lonely. Kristen Stewart, okay, I feel like I'm not the only one that must have seen this, but Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana gave me, looks-wise, vibes of Kate McKinnon, I think, playing earlier Hillary Clinton. So not the very most recent Hillary Clinton parodies that Kate McKinnon has done, but there was just moments where I genuinely thought it was Kate McKinnon. I forgot that it was Kristen Stewart playing Diana. I think she does a really good job of playing Diana. I think she's got the accent down to a T. It was a really interesting casting choice just because of the parts that Kristen Stewart normally plays, but I think that they did well with the casting choice. I'm surprised that this film got made. I'm surprised that it didn't get shut down, because it is really not positive about the royal family at all. And I don't really have an opinion about the royal family, but I was like, wow, I'm surprised that they let this film get made, because it is very unflattering about the royal family. And so yeah, if you're going in expecting a bit of glamorous Princess Diana time, yeah, it's not going to be that. There are some glamorous moments, but yes, care warnings for this one, obviously we know include eating disorders, but I would also say, yeah, make sure that you are in a good headspace watching this one, because it is quite intense and it is quite dark and depressing, and it's definitely very, very chilly. I would have loved to have stayed and watched the entire credits, but I had to be poised to run onto my next film, which was Pirates. Now, this was a limitless preview, so I probably should have reviewed it before now, but I didn't really know anything about this one going into it. I feel like I don't know a whole lot more about it now. So we have three friends who have reunited on Christmas Eve. I believe they began as a sort of performing trio when they were all at school. Now one's gone off to university, he's the sort of manager of the group, and so the other two have been trying to hold their group together while he's been gone. He's back. They're going to have the best New Year's Eve ever. It includes the normal things that 18-year-old boys in the 90s would have, 1999 into 2000 would have wanted to achieve for their New Year's Eve, their Y2K New Year's Eve. I really enjoyed some of the throwbacks. There's this amazing scene, again, it's no spoilers, it's just a scene that really kind of stuck with me. One of them is sitting in the back of the car looking at his London A to Z, going, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if your phone could just tell you, or like your car could tell where you were, and you could put in where you wanted to go, and it would just take you the best route to get there. So he's talking about GPS, a sat nav, and he's just like, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if that existed? And that guy was like, yeah, that'll never happen, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought that scene was really, really funny. Obviously, we've got kind of the fashion from that time, we've got the music from that time, and we've got the technology from that time as well. If you enjoyed films like American Pie, where they're all reuniting before they go off to college and they're going to have the best summer ever, or we've got another, I'm trying to think of another film where they all come together at Christmas time and they have to have the best Christmas ever. It's that kind of feeling, but it's really kind of like roughly shot. It's just really heavily saturated, so you've got this kind of like yellowy orange tone to a lot of the scenes. The colours are really vibrant, and a lot of it takes place when they're in the car at night, and so you've got the kind of like damp London with street lights and headlights and traffic lights, and so it's intense in that way, but you get that feeling of being a teenager at that time of year. I was just turned 15 at Y2K, so this was about this. They're 3 years older than I was then, but I still had that feeling, and I still had that technology, and I still admired that fashion, and I still knew about that music, and so yeah, that side of it was the reason I think it didn't wow me was I was kind of waiting for something to happen the whole time. But this film is more about the journey than the destination. It's about the journey that these guys go on. It's not about achieving something at the end, even though they are trying to achieve something at the end. It's not like you're going to be waiting for, them to build a thing or get to a thing or say a thing. And so I think that was what sort of stopped it from being a film I really enjoyed. I like when we're building to something happening. I like where we actually achieve something. I do enjoy the journey, but with books and films, I much prefer where we get to somewhere, we get to a destination, or we achieve something together. You feel like the characters on the screen and the director and everyone that's worked on the movie, we've all achieved something together with us as an audience. Yes, with both of these films, should you pay your cinema going money to go and see them? Spencer, I don't think you need to go and see this one on the big screen. It's probably already gone from the big screen where you are, because I had trouble finding a screening of it anyway. It doesn't need to be seen on the big screen, and you would be warmer watching this one in bed with other people around you and, you know, a nice mug of Ovaltine. So no for Spencer. Should you pay your cinema going money to go and see Pirates? I think that a lot of the choices that have been made for the big screen. We've got the sort of soundtrack and that like heavily saturated cinematography choice, that lighting. However, it wasn't really for me, this film. I don't think it was designed for me anyway, even though, as I said, I was a teenager going into the year 2000, not as old as them, but I was a teenager. So should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? No. This one would work fine sitting at home watching it on your laptop. It was a very short film as well, and so it's something that you could watch as a double feature with another wonderful British film at some point into the new year. So there you have it. Couple of films I watched literally back to back, both of them in Britain with British people and Kristen Stewart, and neither of which I could say that I really liked and could recommend. It was an interesting evening. I felt like I kind of wasted my time and would rather have been in bed, but there you go. It's that time of year. Teachers are tired. I will be back with another movie review for you next weekend. I also have some book to movie content planned, and I have the aforementioned Vlogmas weekly vlog video coming your way, so make sure you are subscribed. Hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, let me know in comments if there are movies coming up either to streaming or in cinemas that you would like to hear my thoughts on. I am happy to go and watch those and review them here for you very soon. But that being said, I will see you with my next video. Thanks for watching.